Fundamentals of Chinese 3, Unit 2, talking about the weather. The weather here is awful. Grammar it. Please turn to pages 21 to 23 in your textbook to follow along and take notes. Okay, so in this dialogue, you saw the use of yo to mean again. Okay, so we have some more examples of that here. By the way, yo is not the only character to mean again. There's another one, and it's a bit complicated, and I'm sure as soon as that other character for again is introduced, they'll compare those two together. This one, yo, and the other one. But for now, let's just stick with yo. So, we have an example here. 昨天早上下雪，今天早上又下雪了。Okay, so it snowed yesterday morning, right? Yesterday morning, it snowed. Today, in the morning, again, it snowed. And here's another example. 妈妈上个星期给我打电话，这个星期又给我打电话了。Right, so here we have again, mother last week gave me a phone call, or gave me, or to me called. This week, again, she towards me or to me gave a phone call. 她昨天复习了第8课的语法，今天又复习了。Okay, so he or she, or he, because it's this side here, he yesterday prepared or reviewed the grammar of lesson 8, and today again he reviewed. Oh, and here I'm reminded that you already did learn the other again. The one I was talking to you about just now is 在. So we have yo and 在. Now they both mean again, but as shown here, a sentence with yo, usually both the original action and the repetition occurred in the past. Okay, whereas 在 indicates an anticipated repetition of an action in general. Okay, so for example, if I said yesterday my mom called me and she called me again this morning, I couldn't say 昨天妈妈给我打电话，今天妈妈再给我打电话。I can't say that. If I say 今天我妈妈再给我打电话, it doesn't make much sense. I could only really say 再给我打电话 if I was telling my mom to call me again in the future. Okay, so by using 在, I'm indicating again, but I'm indicating again in the sense of it hasn't happened yet, but I want it to happen again in the future. Okay, yo, on the other hand, it signifies that whatever happened again happened in the past. So that's going to take some getting used to. You might want to read over these sentences several times over a period of a few days to sort of ingrain that in your brain. Let's take a look at this example here. This will compare the two. So in this one, we're going to see an example with yo. Okay, 我上个周末去跳舞了。昨天我又去跳舞了。So we have I last weekend went dancing, and yesterday I again went dancing. Okay, so all of this has happened in the past. Now look at this. 我昨天去跳舞了。我想明天晚上再去跳舞。Okay, so this one is happening tomorrow in the future. So we can't use yo. You can't use yo here. You must use 在. So we have I yesterday went dancing. I want to tomorrow evening again go dancing. Okay, so yo is talking about things that have happened again in the past. It's already happened. 在 is when you're talking about something that you want to happen again in the future, or something that will happen again in the future. All right, in this dialogue, you heard Gao Wenzhong saying that California was good, 好, right? And then Bai Ying-ai wanted to offer an alternative in the argument, because Gao Wenzhong is trying to convince Bai Ying-ai to go to California, and Bai Ying-ai wants to stay in New York. So she says, in response to Gao Wenzhong, she says, 好是好. Okay, good is good. So usually this repetition of an adjective or a verb with 是, so in this case, 好是好. Okay, in this kind of discussion where there's some convincing trying to take place, the 好是好, or adjective 是 adjective construction, the individual is conceding and saying, yeah, you're right, California's pretty good. However, okay, when you hear this 好是好 or something like that, then after that you need to be prepared for the however or the but, okay, because there's something coming. All right, so they say that conceding to what you just said. In this case, Gao Wenzhong said that California is good, and so Bai Ying-ai is going to concede to that, but then she's going to come up with a but. All right, 好是好. So look at this conversation and let's see it happen again. Okay, 滑冰难不难? And then B responds by saying, 滑冰难是难，可是很有意思. Okay, so it is difficult. It is difficult. Right? Is skating difficult? Well, it is difficult. You're right, but it is very interesting. Okay, so B wanted to offer an alternative point of view, and to introduce their alternative point of view, they first concede or give in or agree with the original point of the other person. Okay. Okay, let's look at this other example. 在高速公路上开车，你紧张吗? So this individual asks, on the highway driving, are you nervous? 紧张是紧张，可是也很好玩. Okay, I do get nervous, but I find it a lot of fun too. Okay, so nervous is nervous, but also it's a lot of fun. Let's look at this one with a verb. 明天学校开会，你去不去? Okay, so tomorrow the school is having a meeting. Are you going? 我去时去，可是会晚一点. Okay, so I'll go, but I'll probably be a little late. Right? I'll go, but I will be a little bit late. And here's a final example. 你喜欢这张照片吗? Right? Do you like this picture? 喜欢是喜欢，可是这张照片太小了. Okay? So yeah, I like it. It's a good picture, but it's too small. Now look at this point here. Something to remember is that you just can't come out of the blue and say adjective sh adjective or verb sh verb. Okay? The person that you're speaking with has to have already said the adjective or verb because you're responding to their adjective or their verb. So you can't just come out of the blue and say 好是好 if the other person didn't first say something is 好. If you just come out of the blue and say 好是好, then the other person, it's going to be very awkward. But just a point to remember that this construction is only used when you're responding to an adjective or verb. You're in a discussion, the other person has made a point, and you agree with what they said, but you're making an alternative point in addition. And that concludes this Grammar It video.